Hello, good morning. And it's time to go ahead and go back to 14. This time I'm going to be trying to avoid doing nothing but grinding this morning and get some of the actual Stormblood story going. Hey Shake, how you doing? What you up to? Let's log in. Hello, cat. Really? I'm eating. Come on. My cat is such a butt. Ah. Well, I hope it goes well for you then. That's always a good thing. I guess. I don't know. I'm just a derp. Well, I'm glad to have you here either way. Oh, wait. We have just a little bit of the last of the quest for Curious Gorge. Let's take a look at that real quick. That's always a pretty fun little story. He's a goofball. Let's see. Hey guys, I found another thing that shouldn't fly. Big wolf boy. Watch him soar! The doggo has landed. It's Curious Gorge. Oh yeah, I did finish the last thing, but I didn't finish the current quests for him. For Stormblood. Oh, Phil, ever a sight for sore eyes. By the hard look of yours, I take it you've wasted no effort honing your axe on the battlefield. My brother and I have seen our fair share of battle as well. Together with the fledgling warriors of the Maelstrom, their training is coming along quite nicely. In fact, our exploits have earned us admirers of sorts. We recently received an anonymous invitation to participate in battle exercises at the Wolves' Den. I haven't the foggiest idea who they are, but it would seem that you do. They mentioned you by name and insisted you join the fray as well. Perhaps they wish to settle an old score. In any case, who are we to deny them the opportunity to cower before the might of a warrior's axe? Come, Thel, my brother has prepared a boat for us to Moorby dry docks. If it's a thrashing you crave, let's not hesitate to give it to them. I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into, Gorge. Someone's gonna floor him. I just know it. I haven't even done this quest, so we're gonna find out together what's going on with it. Let's not dally. Phil, it would be rude to keep our hosts waiting any longer. Good you're here. As I'm sure my brother has told you, we have to determine the identities of these challenges. Naturally, we refused at first. Our time would be better spent training the troops. In the end, though, I could not deny their enthusiasm for battle and desire to display their combat prowess. I took it upon myself to accept. At the very least, I surmised it would prove inspiring to our men. With you at our side, it will prove a most enriching experience for all parties involved. I have naught to show to our men how to wield an axe, but I should do what I can do to aid them with my healing magics. When you have steeled yourself for battle, we may head out for the wolves' den. As long as it does not involve PvP. It's just PvP styled. Burns on! Elbarian, as I live and breathe, it's been too long. But has it? You've grown strong since the battle at Saltstrand. Even mastered the forgotten arts of the warrior. The words are wind. Ready your axe and prove to me why men should fear the bite of your steel. Alright then. First of all, do they have any healers whose asses I need to kick? Here we go. Let's kick their asses. I think that's so cool that they're making a callback to a Realm Reborn content. I'm strong. This is the strength of a warrior. Arts of battle celebrated in legend. Perhaps if I were a few winters younger, my efforts would have proven more than an unavailing struggle. You've met and exceeded all expectations. Aye, it pains me to say it, but we're no match for the likes of you. God's help us if the Sahagin ever learned to throw an axe around like that. Indeed, student has surpassed the master, the guild master. It was I all along. Cheeky bastard. Not even a quizzical lift of the brow. Surely our disguises were not as bad as all that. Or do you mean to say you've forgotten the face of your former instructor? When Zoan, by the 12, it's you, and Bronbar. I wasn't expecting to crush Limsa's famed marauders under heel so easily. This was only a warm-up, yes? We've even yet to break a sweat. Uh... Organo, whatever's the matter? Those eyes, she feels the strength of the inner beast. Well then, yeet. Oh my god! She swings like a dream. Whoa, brother. Oh my. Oh my fucking god, I'm so glad I started doing this quest. The hell, we cannot leave her to allow her to leave this pier. Oh yeah, it gives Hildebrand a run for his money. This is little anime girl tropes right here at this point. I'm gonna be laughing the entire time now. Well, I guess we know what kind of woman Curious Gorge likes. Well, she was rambunctious. What the hell? Oh. My apologies. The will of cash burns brightly within me. Too brightly. Garish. Quite certain that was the reckless thrashing of one overcome by their inner beast. This is a phenomenon seldom seen beyond the walls of my village. Who are you? Where do you hail, friend? I am Dorgano of the Quarrel. My home was on the Azim steppe of the land far to the east. We are unmatched in the ways of the axe. We are a strong people, at times too strong. There are ones like me consumed by this thing you call the inner beast, will of Karish. We are the Taken, cursed with the insatiable thirst for violence. Remarkable. Your people sound not unlike those of my village. I suppose it stands to reason others share this gift. The strength of them's inner beast stems from a primal instinct we are all born with. It is merely a matter of learning to draw out, a technique we warriors have long since mastered. Yet you would call it a curse. Have your people not learned to control this power? The will of Karish, this inner beast, can be controlled? Perhaps then I can at last return home! The Taken are sentenced to exile. It is why I traveled west, to train further in the way of the axe. If I can overcome this affliction, I may have a chance for redemption. Oh, this is certainly an unexpected turn of events. As our most promising recruit, I wish to see how well she might fare against hardened combatants. I never thought she'd actually defeat the likes of Curious Gorge. Seems to me further time training under our roof would be a waste. Might you be willing to take her on? Well, we can't very well leave her unattended. If she should succumb to her inner beast, there's no telling what havoc she might wreak. Then I leave her to your capable hands. I'm sure she'll make a fine warrior out of her. Thank you, sir. I will do anything if it means taming this wretched beast within me. I can't believe I'm lost. How am I to instruct others when I'm so lacking? Brother, I'm sorry, I cannot guide her in the way of the warrior when I myself stumbled on the path. No, let him be. His lack of resolve would only invite hindrances to the task at hand. This is a path he must walk alone. Now, let us go. Well then. My brother engrossed in his own training for the interim, I feel we'll have to spread too thin overseeing the instruction of Maelstrom recruits to give Doragano proper guidance. Gods help us should she be consumed by another inner beast. A worldly adventurer such as yourself has no doubt other pressing obligations, but you are only one capable of containing Doragano should the worst come to pass. Do you think it possible you could spare time to assist me in her training? Oh, thank goodness, I don't know what I'd have done if you'd refused. Normally you would gather to train at the Wolves' Den, but I believe an exception must be made for Doragano. Yes. For both her sake and the rest of the Maelstrom recruits. For now, I would give this some thought. I return here in a few days, and I should have a resolution. Fortuitous timing, Thel. I've decided on how we go about setting to train Doragano. Fortunately, as you're already aware, my brother will not be present. It seems his situation is more grave than I initially thought. Ever since his clash with Doragano, he's been unable to draw upon the strength of his inner beast. He insists revisiting the basics of axework at the Marauders Guild to restore some of his abilities, but I suspect his troubles lie elsewhere. The same could be said for Doragano. Though my brother and I completed formal training in the ways of the warrior, you may recall that we at last discovered a way for him to control the savagery of his inner beast. A dire encounter that hardened his resolve to protect his allies, thus allowing him to temper his rage. She believes her problem will be solved through physical training, but if we are to succeed in this, we must recreate a similar experience for Doragano. It may prove perilous, but I can see no other way. We will not have to wait long for this opportunity. As chance would have it, I've received a request for aid in routing a group of Mumul-Ja that are occupying the ruins of the city of Nim. They originally came here for want of work, unable to find it. However, they took to pillaging and plundering, and not even the maelstrom convoys are spared their attention. To make matters worse, the area serves as a front line for ongoing battles with the kobolds. Either of these tribes alone is already a handful for our forces. We cannot well cope with both. That is why our squadron of newly trained warriors have been called to undertake this incursion. Dorgano will be accompanying us, and your presence will be imperative in the event she loses control. When you are ready, make way for the ruins of Outer Lenosha. Here we go. Teleport! It's big butt time. Here we go. Matron's teats, don't scare me like that. Why, Mahir, I was merely going for a walk. What would I possibly have to gain from spying on you and Dorgano? Weird man. By the Navigator, Thelvalrian, tales of your heroism have been an inspiration to us all. It is truly an honor to have you at our side. These Mumul-Ja sound like a savage tribe. Or if they'll prove a match for the Dortharo. Good, everyone is here. As far as I can discern, the Mumul-Ja have divided into two groups. Primary force targeting the next maelstrom shipment, and it appears to be a group of sentries posted to warn them of any unwelcome interference. Being the most skilled of us, I would have you sneak into the heart of the ruins and do away with those keeping watch. Meanwhile, I'll lead the others along northerly routes toward the long climb and engage the primary force. If all goes as planned, we should be able to meet where the two paths join. If Dorgano should be overcome by an beast, shows no signs of regaining control, we will retreat immediately and seek you out. We should come to blows, I beg of you. Do what you must to stop me. That is all. There are no questions. Let the operation begin. Alrighty then. Time for the dragon with the dump truck ass. Let us survey the area. Get hammered! Or axed. Whoop-de-whoop. Up we go. Get this guy out of the way. Flappy, 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 flap. Yay! Woohoo! Yay! Ah, Thel, by the lack of sweat on your brow, I assume you made quick work of the sentries. We all, for our part, managed to claim a narrow victory over the Mamuja force. Despite the chaos and havoc of battle, Dorgano remained unaffected by her inner beast. I'm a slave to the cash no longer. I'm a master. Master? Far from it. Brother, what are you doing here? You following us this whole time? Following nonsense. I was merely taking a walk. Yes, I was taking a leisurely walk through the ruins of Nim when I happened upon your small altercation. I couldn't help but notice your form, Dorogano. Your battle form, that is. Anyone with eyes could see you're hesitating with every swing of your axe. You never know to control your inner beast if you're too afraid to push yourself to draw it out. Believe me, I know. Afraid, am I? That's rich coming from the pathetic worm I sent flying into the waters of the Wolf Den Pier. Worm? Call me that again, and I'll call you whatever I please, Worm. If you have any complaints, take them up with my axe. Though you may not like his judgment, I have to agree with my brother. I do notice you seem to be holding back. Though the battle was hard won, you showed little need to overexert yourself, let alone call upon your inner beast. I never meant to hold back, it's just, well, I thought it better not to worry the others. You needn't be hard on yourself. You did not control your inner beast, no. But we have defeated the Movable Jaw and the Limsa, now safe. We should be proud of what we've accomplished today. Let us return to Morby Dry Docks for well-earned respite. The thrashing of the Movable Jaw must be a glorious sight. Never have I yet a man so fearless, so strong. Strong enough even to overcome me when my inner beast is unleashed. Only take you to the Azim Step. I'd have to go. Bepis. Okay, let's teleport. Wonder how many of these I can do before we go ahead and press on forward. Either way, it's fun story content. Seems we all need more than a small scuffle of beastmen for Dorgano to gain control of her inner beast. Would the curious George were here to assist us? We find it strange that he would take time away from training to speak with us. Rather, with Dorgano. My suspicions are true. He faces an obstacle unlike any he has faced before. I'm sure it's nothing you need concern yourself about. You've done well this day. Rest now. Gather your strength. We will surely need it for the trials to come. Well, I'm afraid I have naught but ill tidings to share. Maljaw have returned with reinforcements. According to the reports of the Maelstrom Command, they have their eyes fixed on Wineport. Having been driven out of the ruins of Nim, I have no doubt that they mean to take the village as a new base of operations. We have fanned the flames of their aggression, though. Thus it is our duty to put matters to rights. Here they pose too great of a threat to consider this part of Dorgono's trading. Regardless of what may happen, I expect you to prioritize the Mamalja above all else. When you are ready, my men and I shall meet you at the gully. There we go. Good drink. Flappy, 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 flappy. Oh, well, your axe is looking quite sharp this evening. Oh, what a life I have blessed the second time by your presence. Speak on behalf of all when I say that we do our utmost to live up to your deeds. Our scouts tell us the Mumaljaw are still to the south. There's no knowing which path they will take to reach Wineport, so we must head them off at every available avenue, lest they turn their hamlet into a battlefield. Well, I would ask you to head due south, and do away with the enemies as you find along the way. The rest of us will sweep west towards Red Mantis Falls. Then south into the Severed String. Dorgano, you will stay close to me in the rear. You'll aid me in support, nothing more. Alright, Shaky. You have fun. Get good sleep. You insist. I'm sorry, Dorgano. There's too much at stake to risk you losing control of your inner beast. With you joining me in support, I feel we may lack the strength to do away with the Mamaljaw. No fear, brother, for you have my axe. What a welcome surprise. Are you sure you're able to fight? Bashing boulders and toppling titans with the marauders, I've never felt better. Ugh. You again. You've come to slow us down, Worm? No more than a horn-mad cow unable to control her inner beast. How would I show you my inner beast stand? Enough, both of you. Brother, if you're sure you can handle it, I would have you take the lead. Right then. Let's move quickly, Val. We will meet you on the path where the paths join the road leading to Limsa Laminsa. Well, this is silly, isn't it? Go ahead and bash those heads in. Stop stunning me! And now he's dead. Okay. Moving along. Time for the looky-loos. Go. A good big smack. There we go. Get bitch slapped. There we go. Ah, you stunning little bastard. There we go. That's out of the way. Buzz. Fuzzy bees. Oh, thank goodness you're unharmed. Mammal Jaw, they caught us unawares when we passed through the severed string. We have no choice but to make haste towards the rendezvous point. The feared brother's boasting was just that. He was the first to falter and failed to keep up with us as we fled. Him along with Dorgano. Please, you must find them before they're slain, or worse. That's a lot of raptors. Grrr. Well, we are on your guard, Dorgana. She defeated the Mammal Jaw, but then her beast has consumed her. I think this failed me. Please, you have to stop her. I did it! I've suppressed the will of Karish! Could it be she overcame it with result? Flames of spirit burn so brightly, yet it feels as though mine have all but guttered out. I returned to the others without me, and it faced them like. That guy has some confidence issues. You've struck two birds with a single stone. The Mammal Jaw have been defeated, and she has gained control over her inner beast. The power of Karish is mine to control. Soon my people will welcome me back with open arms. I certainly hope so. Let us return to the dry docks and prepare for your sundown. Wait. I lacked the courage to ask before, so now I must. Del, would you return with me to the Azim Steppe? There is so much my people could teach you, just as you could teach us. With your help, we would never need to fear the will of Karish ever again. Please, Stel, say you will join my clan. Yes, of course. It would be selfish of me to ask you to ever abandon your obligations. Forget I asked. It was foolish of me to think you would give up your life here in oil. Come, we should return to Moraby Dry Docks. The others are waiting. And of course, nothing is ever this simple. Never. Never, never, never. Nope. I shall miss Dorgano. She was a fair rose amidst a heap of, forget I said anything. Let's keep our earlier conversation between. Yes? Pains me to let such a fine warrior leave, still cannot begrudge you for wishing to return home. Part of me wishes to stay and repay your kindness. Before coming here, I was certain redemption was beyond my reach. Now, thanks to you and your warriors, I have learned to harness the power of Koresh. Turn to my people. This is a gift, not a curse. Thank you, everyone, for everything. Farewell. Once again, we are indebted to you, Fel. Not only have we eliminated the mammal jaw threat, we've helped Dorgano on her way to reuniting with her people. There still remains the matter of my brother. I will not dare admit it, but I knew from the moment he laid eyes on her he was in love. Therein lies the problem. The only love he has ever known is for his axe and the thrill of battle. In light of her less than favorable treatment of him since his defeat here at the Wolves' Den, I fear his love and loathing for her are at odds with one another. Unable to get a grasp of his emotions, he lost touch with his inner beast. He'll be distraught at her absence, to be sure. As they say, time heals all wounds. All we can do now is wait and hope he recovers. If anything should happen, be the first to know. Alright. Main quest. Future rust, future dust. Back to Ralgers we go. I beg your pardon. The man who bested Gaius Van Baelsar wishes to offer me his assistance. I say, this is highly irregular, though I have heard it said that a penchant for aiding the common man. In which case, before the occupation, I was a humble historian. While my duties leave me scarce for naught else, I think it important these momentous events be recorded for the benefit of future generations. Primary sources are indispensable. I have a mind to question a number of fellow freedom fighters, to ask them their motivations for taking up this cause and so forth. You may now take down the statements in this log, and Thel, thank you for your service, now and ever after. I was just a cook before all this. Simple fare, really. Had a chance to lend a hand and help free some refugees one day. I took a liking to the fighters. They believed, you know. There's always a need for cooks. Or at least people who can work with whatever the foraging parties turn up. You want to help, do you? Seeing as I'm in no position to leave the stew pot unattended, you go and ask Tebby for a variety of herbs. 6 sprigs or whatever he's got on hand should suffice. It's not as haphazard as it may seem. Depending on the recipe, it doesn't really matter what sort you add, as long as you add something. I'll be here when you get back. Purple chokibos. They're purple. You look like a strider in search of comrades in need. If so, I have a task for you. I am a trainer. I was told to expect new recruits this day, and nary one has come. Perhaps they were given the wrong time or location. I do not know. They number 5 in all, these would-be warriors. Send them unto me, should you chance to find them. The Vera have no love for the Imperials. We're glad we to pledge our blades to the Resistance. The barber. Why? Why indeed? To save lives, perhaps? Or to make amends for those I couldn't. My father and my brothers were worked to death while building a castrum. What did it matter to the Gallians, eh? Or where that lot came from after that? Couldn't keep doing nothing. I know, I'm late. But I had to say a prayer to my sister first. After what the Imperials did to her, death was a mercy. I'd say that's a needful thing to stop and offer his prayers then. Ah, you're the Icon Slayer. Damned if I know what he'd rather asking someone like me why I joined the Resistance. But it's simple. If I wasn't fighting for Alamigo, I'd be fighting for the Empire. You're either with them or not. And if you're with them, you may as well make the most of it. Food, training, citizenship if you live long enough. You'll die stealing someone else's land, like it or not, like it is not. But that's the choice. But me, I'd rather die here. Wet pussy? Meow. We've been trying to concoct a potion using only materials easily found in Garabanya, but it's proving anything but a simple task. Also, is a cause that knows no boundaries. Alamigan, Ananta, all are welcome in our fight for freedom. The teacher calls for me. I see. We were discussing strategies for disabling Magitech armor, you see, and... of course, there is no time. You would excuse me. Thousand pardons. I was preoccupied with the question of whether Alamigo should be a monarchy or republic that I neglected to attend my training. How silly, I know. Till we drive the Imperials from our lands, the question is moot. Huh? Training? God, I was so busy practicing to impress the others that I completely forgot. Thank you. Oh, there goes my little thing that says I got mail. Mail. Herbs, is it? 6 sprigs of whatever's on hand? But I can't spare that much. You'll take 2 and be glad of it. Remainder, you'll have to gather yourself. Shouldn't be too much of a bother, though. Be surprised that you can find growing underfoot, even in the Reach. Herb! Yay! Alright, where's that fucking herb? Herbs! God damn it. Where are my sparklies? Oh, never mind, it's this. Oh, bugger! You were sent by the snake, weren't you? I heard 1 in 4 recruits doesn't live through her training. That can't be true, right? Oh, bugger, oh, bugger. Well, not with that attitude. Faster, faster, be quick or be dead. The Imperials will show you no mercy. More plant. There we go. All recruits are present and accounted for. My thanks to you, Stride. Not all appreciate the rigor with which I train my recruits. Some favor a gentle approach. As if the Imperials would be so kind. It's a thankless job to teach, some say, but I say their survival is thanks enough. Fare you well. Well, I'd say she has the right idea, doesn't she? Better to have a hard training and live through the fight afterwards. Ah, there you are. You got the herbs I asked for. Thanks, that'll do nicely. Sorry to impose upon you, sir. Thought you were another new recruit. Didn't realize until after you were, But to answer the question that's probably on your mind, yes. It's always like this. Never enough food or supplies to go around. All the more reason to be grateful when our countrymen can spare some for the cause. Though it comes at a cost, too. Too many villages. Too many children more deserving than us. But a man can't fight on an empty stomach, can he? So we partake, as we must, and we can never lose sight of the dream. Funny thing is, I think I'm starting to get used to the idea that Final Fantasy MMOs actually have NPCs that are worth talking to. Because they add these little crispy bits that just kind of bring the world alive. Why'd I join the Resistance? Well, if you must know, it was to avenge a friend the Imperials butchered before my very eyes, back in Alamigo. We owned a stall in the markets, and a passing soldier snatched up a piece of fruit. He spoke out before I could stop him, only to get a fulm of steel in his gut for his troubles. I found my way here, and that was that. Well met, Vel. Have you spoken to the freedom fighters as I asked? As fascinating as they are varied, you have a knack of convincing others to bare their hearts to you. Could not have done better myself. Many years from now, when these tempestuous times pass into memory, their accounts will serve as a window into the struggle. We must never forget, my friend. Never. Soiree. Oh, wait, no. That's not the one I wanted to do. Silly me. I made a derp. Granted, I should probably do that quest soon. Damn it all, where could I have got it to? Pardon me. Pardon me, fellow lover of freedom and justice. I haven't seen a word of the Destroyer anywhere, have you? Maybe on the ground? As if a certain bloody fool had dropped it. I'd been him. Had it this morning. That much I know for certain. Nothing left to reach since. It's got to be around here somewhere. In a moment to spare, would you be willing to help me search? Spent some time near the Temple of the Fist earlier, so it might be there. For me, I'll look around the officer's pavilion. They're hardly rare, you know. Easy to just buy another, but even so, please help me find it. A religious token. Where? I'd searched high and low, but it just won't turn up. Seven hells! That's the one! That's my lucky ward! You're a godsend, brother! Before I was born, my mother made a pilgrimage to the Temple of the Fist, where she, like many others, received the blessings of the monks. Then Theodoric came and burned it all to the ground. The mad bastard! And after him came the Garleans, who cared even less for our beliefs. I still keep to the old ways, as do many others. When my son is born, I'll teach him the stories in the scripture as my mother taught me. And with that, another task is complete. Arthel, I hear you've been keeping busy. Aye, that he has. I thank him for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. As discussed, Minago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castellum Belladina to General Alden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castramorians before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I'll wait for you at the pass, but not too long. I expect Cryle and Y'shtola will remain here to support the Chirurgeons. Nevertheless, we should go and ask them. There we go. It's the Zoomies.
Good morning.
Hello, Freyr. Welcome to the stream.
Come here, let me give you a snug.
Eep. Zotimus? I see. That would explain the summoned flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Garleans. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive and attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support, as is the case with Ishgard. However, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less with others on others' behalves. This is war, and every scion must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight for Alamigo, for my father, and for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop nothing to subjugate and slaughter us all. Van Baelsar and Van Darnus were the first to try. Your fervor is surprising. I cannot dispute your logic. At risk of repeating myself, I have, of course, of the same mind. The present situation is untenable, and further complicated by the existence of Ilbud's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this was a foregone conclusion, given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes. I am still wholly committed to this cause, for it is ultimately the selfsame cause I have served since first pledged to Master Louisoix in the Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment, and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Menphilia. That hasn't changed. However, I'd like to stay with Y'shtola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Thel, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Edmund, the man who slew Gaius van Baelsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look to you as a hero, and heap great expectations upon your shoulders, but you, like every scion, must decide for yourself. We can but carry on for those we have lost, and those we can yet save. Well said indeed. Take care, Y'shtola. Trial, do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Please, I would ask you to remain here by Conrad's side. We should go, or Monaga will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Thel? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Orion seems to be an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I'm sure I can convince Monago to wait a little longer. And so what is the dragon doing today, Freya? Being naughty. Naughty Dirk.
It's morning.
Yes, it is morning. Most assuredly so.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm gonna have to upgrade my retainer's equipment soon. Fun. Not that that's particularly difficult to do. Ibigil. There we go. And now for the last one. All right. Almost back to 200,000 again. That's good. Alright. Got that job taken care of. Best to make sure you've got everything we need. We might not be coming back for a while. Grandfather stood with the army that faced Garleans at Cartmel. This is dangerously close to becoming a family tradition. Wow! So you will be accompany us? Oh, glad I am to hear it. All set. Excellent. Let's be off. You know, it might be wise to just go ahead and do that. Get some equipment upgrades for Dancer real quick before I keep using it. And it shouldn't take too long after all. Be right back, guys. Just a moment. Alright. Let's see here. Gold Crow. Hopefully this won't bilk my ass. What? I just got that for 1 gil. Was that an error? That was funny. Why is that lower defense? Oh. It's because it's shit. Okay. Fair enough. Alright. Teleporting. Castromorians. Let's go see what the bull has to say about all this. Are you just vibing, Freyr? Don't go falling asleep. Don't you have work?
Yeah.
Don't want to fall asleep. Well, you may want to, but you can't.
Yeah, that would be good.
I hear that Rauga's Reach is overrun by new recruits. Did I not tell you that we needed only inspire the people to rise up once more? Greetings and well met, Phil. I've been dispatched from Limsalamensa to command the Maelstrom Fortress here. The campaign is taken quite far from the shores of Valbrand. Though the logistics for a prolonged deployment have been a source of much consternation, I prefer to view it as an opportunity to strengthen our ties with our allies and study their methods. Pleasure to meet you, Thel. I oversee outer operations here in the Elder Seedseer's stead. Rest assured that our scouts were hand-picked from the elite ranks of the God's Quiver and Wood Whalers. The Imperials take so much as one step into the east, and... oh. Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come from Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on our latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many motivated young Alamegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, and more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot? Just so, General. He proposes we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Veladina. Veladina? That will not be easy. Will, however, be necessary if we ever want to push east towards the capital. There's no profit in delay. It's only a matter of time before the Garleans learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Veladina watched. That sets its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness, and I would know this one's. If there is no objection, General, might the Scions join Marshal Terrapin? By all means. That is all. Let us be about it. Conrad and the General are of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may profit in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak to the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how we would like to proceed. Prayer. Oop.
Boop and boop.
Thank you for volunteering to join me. This would be fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond East End, just north of Veladina. I keep forgetting I can't fly here.
Permission not granted.
Yeah, I kind of don't like how a lot of MMOs do that. And here's the thing. Your mount speed is still lowered in the area because, oh, you haven't gotten past this certain checkpoint. That's one thing I think WoW did better. You got your mount speed upgrade, and it didn't get taken away just because you went to a new zone. Like, why the fuck would you do that?
Because ether currents.
Aether currents had nothing to do with ground movement.
Hmm.
You have lower ground movement speed until you hit some weird milestone in an area.
Because altitude.
Again, nothing to do with altitude.
Less oxygen at higher altitudes.
I think you're missing the idea here.
No, I'm not missing it. I'm just being a shit.
Well, you are always a shit. What else is new?
Apparently I'll be stuck in Coral for a little bit since the patch just came out.
And what, for a little bit?
I'm gonna be stuck on Coral for a bit.
Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, echo.
Sorry.
Yes. Also, it seems like elementals are just completely useless in this, in Final Fantasy XIV, whereas they're like a treasure trove in 11. Have you noticed
They
that?
just do this. Be caffeine day.
Caffeine day? Isn't it always a caffeine day?
Even though it shouldn't be.
Ooh, that bug was crunchy. Yuck. Even should they be unaware of our plans, I would be surprised if their western defenses were not heavily fortified, given the presence of allied forces at the wall. Not appears out of the ordinary at a glance. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for the long march. That said, prudent to keep our weapons at the ready in the event of a troll stumbles across us, or worse. Okay, we're gonna have cutscene fever in just a moment, guys.
I spy a nerd bird.
Yes, you do. So, we're gonna have lots of cutscenes after this, so if you need to go on a pee break, do it now, guys. Be right back.
T. Hi.
You're cutie.
Snug you too.
How was your nap, Lorgans? I just ended up watching Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, hi, Steve Bloom.
What?
Just every time I imagine Steve Bloom's voice, I can't help it.
Well, some people have a very distinctive voice that you can basically recognize anytime. I'm back, guys. So, let's see. Indeed. Here we go.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh, gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
By the time you have that much smoke and things burning, it's usually too late.
Oh boy, something's on fire.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
You! Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine! Meffred! Hells take you!
Well, well. Stand aside, pilots. This one has promise.
Bonk the cutscene.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Seven hells! It's him!
Did you make yourself?
Cutscene.
The Viceroy! Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty. A magical barrier. Alas. It will not save you.
Yashala!
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line! Cryle!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught. Arenvold, can you escort these people to...
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern. If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Here we go.
It's all over now!
I still wish we could get his obsidian carbuncle. Wait! What? Okay, I guess I fucked up somehow.
Oops.
Okay, then. If we're gonna be playing it dirty. That was annoying. Thank you, but I'm gonna try it again on normal first game. It's not like I got my ass kicked. I just didn't murder things fast enough.
It's all over now.
World's faster. Time to do what tank do best.
Alright, see you later, Logan.
See you later.
Bye, Sweet.
Come on! Just because I missed one? I thought I'd gotten aggro on everything. Alright then, apparently I didn't. Evidently, this is when they stopped pulling punches on the story content.
It's all over now.
I said attack me, bitch. There we go. Alright, I'm doing it right this time. Good! Definitely was the right call to use a tank for this.
For the glory of the flames! Rebels gone!
Alright, Ferdola. Time for you to take it up the ass. With the axe. Bitch.
What took you so long? Alpha, no, I need you. My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Had to do this as a healer last time.
As one!
Be gone! Give me something to remember. Don't stop now.
I kind of fell into that one, didn't I?
Pathetic.
Seven hells.
Shall we give chase, General?
Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded.
Aye, sir.
You all right, lad?
My pride may have taken a knock.
There's no ordinary foe could best the likes of you.
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on! Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work. The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise? Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Hello, Dimension. How are you doing? Well, keep in mind, there's being downed and then there's being down. Did well, Phil. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. See to the wounded, Phil. If they live, help them. If not, move on. All my wares have gone up in smoke. I almost wish the fire had taken me too. I've nothing left. God damn it, Mefrid. You're the one telling me to use my head and stay alive. Mefrid lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenching his fist is a small charm. Take for safekeeping. He was already cold when I got to him. There's naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. Ah, well, welcome home from work. There will be a reckoning, mark my words. But yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that. Heat of battle, I barely felt the pain, but when the fighting died down, all I could do to stay standing. Makes no sense. He brushed us aside as if we were nothing. Damn it, Elisay. This is serious. You need rest. You seem ready to burst into tears. I'd got you a handkerchief, but... Worried about Y'shtola, aren't you? It's too early to make any kind of prognosis, but she's alive for now. If it wasn't for her, I'd be me lying there. Wish it was. I'll go. Meffred, where are you? This is... He's dead, isn't he? Meffred was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh 20 malms, so that his comrades loved him for it, of course. But it only made him worry more. Know that he sent his men to Quarrymill away because he thought they were fighting for him. The call. Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. Exactly the kind of man who should be a leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive, not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands? Who falls? In the heat of battle, we can but do our best. As he did. Meffred will be sorely missed, aye. But that's because of his sacrifice. Many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us now more than ever. Aye. That they do. Forgive me. Had high hopes for him is all. You know, that fanfare is very out of place. I'll recover, my injuries aren't serious. It was clearly by choice and not happenstance. They meant to take me alive. Our defeat was no near thing. It was total. A humiliation. We are powerless to stand our enemy's assault. We cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphinaud said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rauger's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any moment to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for supplies that might prove useful on the journey. Forgive me, but it is imperative I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. Desired treatment, you must seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take anything of that which is you require. I would not have a people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Lieutenant Ballion, Marshal Terrapin said you might have something for me. God be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. Ishtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on. You're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done, and I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrade's health allows. Castrum Oriens. Let us pray they arrive safely. Master Kemp, your concern for your men's well-being is commendable, but I would urge you to consider your own. Saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Fact remains, our forces were decimated. This state will not be mounting an assault on Castra, Castellum via Veladina, or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you in Castrum Oriens. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. You watch yourself around these chocobos. They're trained for combat, so they're a bit more aggressive than your average bird. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the reach and the surrounding areas. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightaway to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this blade. It would seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives, having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach, but the rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Teleport! Boop. Kryl is with Y'shtola. She still hasn't woken up. Kryl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could hope for no more. Let's pray she makes a full recovery. Lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen when the Skull's commander cut down Mefrit. Single blow. That was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. Do you know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's... Release.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just
Whoa,
so.
did Alphanod's
Let us
drop
not
balls
dwell on this
drop?
tragedy, but look to the future.
That voice got deeper all of a sudden.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe? Interesting.
Take the fight to Doma.
You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Whee! It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good a few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes who would be free from imperial oppression, whom we will free. Where men go as one, there is life. Where there is life, there is cause to hope. My grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Arthur is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister. Rather, Tataru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could make your journey together, someone will need to remain as serve as a liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well. Issue addressed. You know, Algernon, it would have been quicker just to ask and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose. Would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Arenvald and the others? Yes, Algernon, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy the trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right then. Sister, Belle, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Laminsa. Be right back just a moment, guys.
Borkus.
Steve Fox.
Are you through the cutscene gauntlet?
I am through the current cutscene gauntlet. Yes, what? What's that?
Not much.
Xer Foxer. Opus Maximus. Limsa Laminsa. Thank you for the host, you silly floof.
Does your Lenza Laminza have somebody who's permanently exploded?
Don't think so.
like there's a server where there's just a blue mage exploded in the middle of one.
Our crazy person is old, basically the dancing bishop. Basically,
exploded blue mage is funnier.
Old man dances there in a bishop's hat, in nothing but his underwear. Paparu should be here any moment with our ship's captain. They were going by sea after all. Is Merylweb lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Not exactly. You're right, and as much as we will be traveling by sea, regrettably it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserve, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then, it is equally infeasible to sail an Elorzian alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Which leaves us with one more option. And speak of the devil. Sorry to keep you waiting. I present to you Captain Cavalian of the Kraken's Arms. Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement. Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She's ever been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, the very soul of discretion. As many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. Where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still need to employ your services. However, it is important you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be proud surveyors of said region's finest spices, which you steal from God-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's Arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law as set forth by the indefatigable Keeper of the Peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. We see considerable risk in aid in your cause and negligible profit. Well, I, for one, think the captain has a point. The five seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I hear the tragic tale of how the heir to House Durendir vanished at sea. Even now, 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives and pays a sultan's ransoms for news of his whereabouts. Truly a tragedy for the ages and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But for so long as you are prepared to abide the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this month. You said, in light of recent rebellion, trust you understand I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can only take you as far as Kugani and Hingashi. You'll require time to prepare sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Oh, I have no doubt. She's been always awesome. The little shit's always up to no good. She ambushed you for clothing measurements, for crying out loud. The poor little boy has only seen 14 summers since he left Ishgard. You imagine what it must feel like to finally feel free to explore the world, unbeholden all the scruffy traditions of the Holy See. Such a shame he never returned home. Without them, the Count de Durandare must look elsewhere for a successor, and the good Lord Janakinard is one step closer to being next in line. Oh shit, she called him out on that, didn't she? Oh, I know what happened now. He's one of the sons of Durandare. Wow, Tataru. Shit. Oh, man. I didn't realize that until then. Oh. Oh, I love that. Yeah, she blackmailed him, alright. Oh, I love her. She's awesome. But she's feisty, too. That's the best part. Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seemed to be rather better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Cavalian squirm. She's a little sadist! Ah. Left when he was 14 with her pirates. Blackmail. This is a dangerous game the two of them are playing. What guarantee do we have that Carvalian won't just throw us overboard? Not sure what just happened. I could have sworn he was about to turn us away, but he changed his mind? I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while we ready the vessel for departure. Tataru will procure the necessary supplies. Alice, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Urianger about the recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well, I shall go and speak with him. What of Thel and Lace? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant Stoll and speak with our Doman allies. Here we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide will be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Thel. But yeah, she took entirely too much pleasure in that. Like, good God, Tataru. That was cold. Yeah, we'll split up there. We need a lot to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you after. Got it? Alright, inward we go. Greetings, Stel. What brings you to the toll this eve? What? You are Fedoma? Heavens, the Scions have just shown us naught but kindness. Never in wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny. Find an opportunity, Emperor dead, Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was right. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered, and fought to reclaim our nation. But then Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion. It was over in an instant. Dawari. Naught would bring me greater joy than to join you on your journey. However, Lady Yugiri made it clear we are to remain here and safeguard the community we have built. What? What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you go to join Yugiri and Gosetsu, and the fight fills me with such joy. Forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nage clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions in Dome and Castle. Now it is the home of the Imperial Viceroy's witch and her host of men in Magitek. To think of what was once a shining symbol of our heritage, the seat of our Lord Cayenne has become a den of Garlean dogs. Doma knows peace in our time. I would like to see it with my own eyes. Perhaps by taking those hot springs homemade tells me of a son. You are truly planning to travel to Doma. I do not know what to say. Forgive me. I'll aid you to the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land nestled in the eastern coast of Arthur. Along the banks of the one river, our nation thrived. Proud and free, until the Garleans came 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood. Free to travel and to fish. Travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. At this. Outside we go. Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? The older Domans I spoke with tried to teach me all the Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Rosians can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ashgardians. But anyway, did you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me it was holding them wrong. When I spoke with the younger Domans, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was a load of stupid old... Wow. What you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us for dinner, of course. I hope they do. Alrighty, here we go. Right. No point waiting around, is there? We should head back to Limsa Laminsa. Alfino is said to meet the ferry docks, I think. Let's see. Oh, derp. Wait, ferry dock. Oh, okay. Over by the Arcanist Guild. The Misery is the finest ship to sail the Rotano. I'll not hear any man say otherwise. The face of sumptuous foods, wondrous sundries, plenty of clean undergarments. Yes, I do believe we have everything we need for a lengthy voyage. She would think about clean underwear, wouldn't she? You all returned, Thel. I just trust you learned much about our Doman friends. Eager to hear all, but I can wait until we left port. We'll have enough time to talk on the journey to Gagonge. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, we may inform the deckhand we're ready to depart. All set, lad? I'll see you to the ship if so. The Minson ships are pretty damn big. Very interesting design.
12 be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late.
Urianger, tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
A parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
I like that sword.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others, and take care.
I know we have a dungeon soon, if anyone wants to play.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You're needed on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Here. Lovely. Odd. Most odd. Well, do you have any idea what's going on? No, as the men said, despite the absence of wind and current, the Misery is somehow being pulled off course. Why not fire up the cerulean engines you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have. Our engines appear to be malfunctioning for regions that escape my engineers at present. Hello, Katsune. How you doing? Welcome on in. Telling you, Captain, it's them things the lads saw. Things. I don't suppose you could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, for example? Sea-wolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which are so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women sent to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous! Yes, indeed. It is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible. Such it would probably be a predatory entity of some sort. Perhaps a siren or some such. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magic to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have one course to let the take us where it will and deal with what we find there. That's good to hear. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. I'm getting to like you, girl. I assure you the feeling is not mutual. Once we arrive at our destination, be it a vessel or an island or something else, Lisa and I will remain with the ship to defend in case of attack. Thel, I believe you would be the ideal choice to venture forth and deal with what causes our troubles. Then it is settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. Siren Song C. How accessible. At a duty finder near you. One moment. Alrighty. It's time to queue. Onward. Average item level 240. What the fuck? Oh, let's see. What might I do to address? Helmet was an improvement at least. Alright. I equipped a helmet and it works. Okay, then. And that was faster than I thought it would be. Here we go. Question mark, question mark, question mark. The fuck are those things? Time to smack shit. Hey, I told you to get over here. Race for impact. Alright. Those are dead. Here we go. Amorphous Applause. That was an interesting attack. Ooh, the fights are already getting spicy. Okay. I didn't really learn what can be interrupted and what can't because it's driving me nuts. Yeah. So, red strobing effect. So the bar is what matters. Is what you're saying, right? The fuck was that shit? Okay. What's the ability called, if you remember? I'll try to pay attention to that. Hey, I remember these on Final Fantasy XI. Okay, so it says it's basically a strobing, throbbing effect or something like that. Okay. Gaining much of my rage, as it were. That? I don't remember half of these. It's been so long. The governor. Whoa! That was funky. Apparently that is not something I can interrupt. And shadow split. Oh. Well, that's awkward. Overall, the boss seems pretty simple in this case. You know what? I'm actually feeling less bored than I was in some of the Realm Reborn fights now. That's a good thing. Excellent. I probably did ages ago, but I ended up quitting soon after Sosano. I just couldn't take the changes they'd made to Scholar. It pissed me off that much. I noticed this is a variation on one of the dreams of Lenosha as well. Oh, that sounds like a DPS check, isn't it? Woo, you say? How stereotypically ghostly of you. I see! That's what it looks like, okay. I know what I'm looking for now. Oh, nope, I didn't manage to interrupt that one. All on cooldown. Oh, gross. It makes squishy sounds. I hate it. Oh, I need to make sure I'm not facing it in a way that will put me into that water, I guess. Orbit advance. I see. Okay. Somber melody. This is where they're starting to make the tank pay attention. Orbit retreat. Oh, I see. You're right. Oh, this is cool. I don't remember any of this. Lorelei. Morbid retreat. What on? Got it. Ooh. Well, that's nothing to lose your head over. It went boom. Well, that was done.
Thank the 12.
Holy crap, the sky is blue.
Yeah, it's blue again.
Wait, it wasn't blue before?
Oh. It was
What
overcast.
color was it?
Everything here would appear to be in
The
order.
sky was still blue,
Good.
you just couldn't see it.
Repairs should be completed by the time we return to the Misery, whereupon we shall resume our journey without further delay.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
I remember the sea, the smell of the salt, and the crash of the waves as we drew closer to Kugani. The only port open to outsiders in Hingashi, across the Ruby Sea from Othar, from Dome. All the colors of the rainbow, all the peoples of the world, all in one place. I wish you could have seen it.
You know, playing dungeons from later expansions kind of spoils you and makes you hate the old ones. Maybe one of these days they need to do a dungeon rework. Congratulations, you now stand in Kugani, western port of Hingashi. Regrettably, the only port to this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during your journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Incidentally speaking. Really now?
I've been a little under the weather lately, so I think I should probably go to bed.
You're going to go sleep?
Yeah. I was actually really sick yesterday.
Yep. In that case, go sleep.
Or I should rather say Tuesday, but it feels like yesterday to me because I haven't been to sleep yet.
It feels like Blepis. Something like that. I don't know.
I love you, huh?
Loves you too. You sleep well.
Promises.
You damn well better try.
I will try and I will poop you.
Lem.
I'm kidnapping your friend. Use my pillow.
Anyway, let's see. You know what? I think it's about time to go ahead and raid out. I've got some errands I need to do today. You know, groceries don't buy themselves. So, let's go ahead and see who there is to raid. This is a great spot for the take a break. So, let's see who we've got online and streaming today. So we can go ahead and pester them. Who have we got? Oh, no one in my list currently. Let's go ahead and see who's currently on Curry Watch. What have we got? A lot of art today. Let's see. Anyone have any suggestions by chance? I think I've got someone. There we go. By the way, thank you very much for the help, Demet. Appreciate it. I learned something new today because of that. Okay, that makes me quiver watching that. I think we're gonna go ahead and say hi to Eludia today. So, what we're gonna do, see here. We're gonna come up with a raid message, I guess. Why not? I don't know why I'm putting that in there, but if you want to go ahead and use this raid message, we can go ahead and go with that. I couldn't think of anything clever to put in there. But let's see here. And if anyone wants to check out the socials, we've got... And so you can see when we go live at any time. Great having you all, and tomorrow I'm going to be doing either Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy III. Not the one with Cecil, mind you. Just gotta clear that up. I know that confuses a lot of us, especially considering the numbering and the weird numberings we had in the US and in other places. So, I'll be seeing you guys there if you have any interest in it. And with that, let's go say hi to our friend. Doodles for now. And you all be safe.